what a day. Man, what is going on? You already know who the fuck I am. It's another clown ass nigga at the Court Plantation. Trying to get the fuck up out of there. And hopefully everybody else will get the fuck up out of there too. Man, this weather's crazy, man. It was like 130 degrees. Well, not 130, it's like 115 a couple weeks ago. Now it's like 100, 106, 98, 99. It's like, god damn, what the fuck y'all doing with the weather? But anyway, man, shout out to everybody out there going through that heat wave. I know motherfuckers that's on the West Coast, they about to get that heat wave real bad. But Vegas, we already used to it. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation right now as we speak. Man, I've been reading and looking. Man, shout out to everybody that watched the clown-ass BET Awards. You need to call it the Bussy Awards. A lot of moist motherfucking shit going on there. You know, niggas should have been like, man, we're not watching this shit, man. Just moist. For no reason. Just shit that sometimes you look at it, you like, man, now what the fuck is this shit, man? I heard about it though. I saw a lot of the shit on Twitter, man. So, I was in this discussion on Twitter. They had this little discussion. It's kind of like Clubhouse, but it's for Twitter. And I'll get into that conversation that I had. I just kind of hopped in there real quick. They let me say something, so I just had to let them know exactly where the fuck I was coming from. Because we was having a discussion about that shit. But man, we'll get into it today. But today's topic is white acceptance. We gonna get into that shit. We gonna talk about the whole Chauncey Billups shit. The reason why I want to talk about it is because ain't nobody talking about Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein or Bill Clinton. But a motherfucker can't even get a coaching job in the NBA. Especially when you hiring all these horrible white coaches that have no relatability to these black players. And they just lose and treat the black players like shit and can't stand them. But you want to keep hiring. Stop. And then you hire a black coach. Y'all want to bring up some shit from 30 years ago. Stop. Just bringing up all kinds of old shit. So we won't get into that shit too, man. And shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation that's, not into the Samboism and the telling about the gun line. If this shit freeze or whatever, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. The internet is windy. College cable's trash to me. As soon as it get windy, the shit start tripping. So I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all niggas. But anyway, man, it's a lot of shit that I would personally like to discuss. And we're going to talk about the BET Awards a little bit more. And we're going to talk about just the NBA and how the NBA is nothing but another corporate plantation. And you have no power. I don't care what the fuck y'all say. I don't care who the fuck you are. I even seen Scottie Pippen call out Phil Jackson. Just because Phil Jackson was a good coach doesn't mean that he wasn't racist. That's a fact. But anyway, we're going to get into a lot of shit. We're going to get into how niggas act at the Court Plantation. Motherfuckers put on their coon persona or their costume or their mask. And oh, yes sir, no sir, and all this other bullshit. You get to treat niggas that look just like them like shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there that supports black businesses wherever you go. Go get mixandhealth.com. Shout out to my sister Amber. I think I blanked on her name on Sunday, but shout out to that sister, man. I interviewed her. I'm gonna have to interview her again, man. Goddamn recording the phone screen on this clown ass phone right here. I got multiple phones and shit. Can't stand that shit. Broke ass nigga with multiple phones. That's me. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I was interviewing that sister, so I'm trying to see if I can get her in this Saturday. I'm gonna holler at her, see if she can give me an open slot. We can do it again, and I can post it. Because this sister's a black-owned business, and I fuck with her. So shout out to everybody out there that is trying to enlighten themselves and seek and quest for more knowledge. Like I said, just got done reading A Price for a Pound of Flesh by this sister right here. That's the sister right there that I read it from. It's a good book, man. Got some crazy shit in there. Very good book. I would suggest that anybody go get that book. Yeah, my nigga, go get that shit. Oh, man. Hey, go get that book. It's fucked up, though. I'm gonna tell you why it's fucked up. Because they talk about how niggas, when you die, nigga, they be selling your body and shit. You know, kind of like they be doing niggas in the NBA. Look, I just got an alert on my phone. Hey, y'all see that nigga, look, I ain't even looking at the motherfucking screen. But y'all see that nigga Bob Johnson said that he want reparations. That was the nigga that owned BET. So remember that shit. Did y'all get that alert? 'Cause that's the shit that I got. That Bob Johnson was like, we need reparations. That nigga's a billionaire. Well, if it wasn't for that nigga, Michael Jordan wouldn't even own a team. So we gonna get on that shit too. All right, here, cut this clown ass shit down. God damn. Yeah, did y'all see that shit? I just read some shit on Twitter, man, about the BET. I'm about to get on that shit real quick. There's a lot of moist shit going on. They had Lil Clown X, Nas X. He probably used Nas's name, man, to draw attention to himself. And then he bring the moist shit to BET. But like I had to tell we was in this chat on Twitter. And on this chat on Twitter, I had to tell these people my perspective. It's kind of like Clubhouse, but you could do it on Twitter. So they let me speak, and they was like, "What you know, go ahead and speak." And I just kind of jumped in. I was like, y'all need to understand and be mindful who the payers are, who the authors of these narratives are. And they're like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "Okay, the author of this narrative, Viacom. Viacom owns BET. See, a lot of black people, we have to stop being ignorant and acting like it's bliss. Go seek out and who owns this shit. It's very easy. Google is your friend. You can Google who owns BET. They're gonna tell you it's Viacom. Bob Johnson sold BET to Viacom like 20-something years ago or 25 years ago for like $2 billion or some shit like that. He built the channel up and then he sold it. And then Viacom has had control of BET ever since. And over the years, and Viacom, is it Redstone or whatever? Those are the same people that did our brother Nick Cannon the way they did him. And this is what I talked about on the Twitter thing. I'm like, y'all need to remember that shit. Nick Cannon started speaking facts, or what we would say is facts from our beliefs and our studies and our forefathers. And I'm not talking about Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson. Fuck all them. I'm talking about people like John Henry Clark. I'm talking about J.A. Rogers. I'm talking about Professor James Smalls, Dr. Hirwafa Kamene. I'm talking about them type of people. You know what I'm saying? Amos Wilson. That's where we get our facts from. Ivan Van Sertima. So they already put it in so many books who the real Jewish people are, according to their beliefs and their studies, right? So he started speaking that shit with Professor Griffin. You see what them white Jewish people did to Nick Cannon? It's so funny. They'll let people talk shit about niggas all day, denigrate niggas, act like we didn't build the country, talk shit to us, tell us that slavery was so long ago and get over it. But I've never seen no other racial group tell the white Jewish community, why don't y'all get over the Holocaust? They never do that. And in the white Jewish community, what I don't like particularly about a lot of the shit that I see going on is, why is it you guys are the authors of this narrative on BET and y'all allow all this shit to be placed in this society, which is a sick society, mentally disabled, and you're force feeding it down melanated brothers and sisters of foundational black Americans' throats. You're force feeding it down their throats on some Agenda 21 type shit. You know, you're already force feeding us to eat what you want us to eat. So then motherfuckers want to get conscious and get healthy. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they want to capitalize on alkaline water and all this other shit. It's like anything they can get their hands on, they'll capitalize on it. And I told people in the chat too, I was like, y'all need to check out this producer named D. Brad. This dude breaks down a lot of the shit that was going on BET and all these other channels, and how they like study black people's algorithms and they find new and inventive ideas and ways and how they can profit off of black folk. Because money is not made unless black folk are involved, in my personal opinion. I'm not saying that white folks don't spend a whole bunch of money. Yeah, they do. But before white folks spend the money, we spend it for them. That's why they're so profitable in a lot of the things that they do. And it's so funny. And this is my question to any dominant white society person or dominant white society Jewish person. Why don't y'all put us on the game about stock, bonds, and 401k? Why don't y'all do programming about that? Why is the programming always got to be about moist shit and Lil Nas X kissing another nigga and all this bullshit, man? Shit that don't need to be seen, you know, with young children. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, this agenda that they push, in my personal opinion, is backed by the dominant society. And they know that. That's why I told the people on Twitter, I was like, y'all need to understand who the backers are. Who's the author of the narrative? It's Viacom. And that's Redstone, ain't it? Viacom is owned by Redstone, if I'm not mistaken. And those are the same motherfuckers that damn near destroyed Nick Cannon. They damn near destroyed that brother and had this motherfucker on an apology tour and have all these white Jewish rabbis shitting on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and so a motherfucker can keep his bread. Look, no diss, man. I get it. If that's what you want to do, I get it. And we know what it is. When you need a person like that in that position. But I'm going to tell you this right now. At what cost? Sometimes it's at what cost, man? What cost? Where you got to publicly denounce something that you believe in for them. For their sake. As they walk around here and act like they're the chosen people. but they can't even go in the sunlight. They need fucking sunblock and sunscreen, just like the underworld. You know, it's so funny. The sun gives us power and it takes away power from them. But you want to act like you the chosen one. And then we want to go by the Bible. Then when you start discrediting the Bible, oh, well, then we got the Torah. We got, man, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, fuck all y'all niggas and that believing in that fucking Christianity bullshit that these people gave you. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at that. And the reason why I'm talking about that shit too is because, you know, you dealing with the BET Awards. It's like, I don't even watch that shit no more. It's like a mockery of who we are. Okay. Even if the white Jewish community give each other awards or whatever, they're not making a mockery out of who they are or their culture at all. And I'm not saying the BET Awards is a mockery, but a lot of it's buffoonish. It's not empowering to black folk. It's put on a bunch of fucking fake jewelry that you probably don't own, or costume jewelry, and then co-sign moist shit, you know, which in my personal opinion, you know, the thing about that dude, Lil Nas X, he's been backed by a machine too. They know what they doing. They'll never back Dead Prez, but they'll back that shit. Man, get the fuck. They know exactly what they doing. So you need to have a counter response to that bullshit. Be like, all right, I see what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I suggest every young person, if there's a person 50 and down, go get Dead Prez. Go get Dead Prez's CD. You know, Dave Chappelle used to play that song all the time on his show. It's all about him. Go get that CD and let them listen to the brother. I forgot the brother's name. I'm trying to get one of his books. I got to send on my Amazon card. Go get that CD and just play the first one. It's called Wolves, I think. I'm gonna try to find some audio and I'm gonna play it so y'all can listen to what it is. I remember one time I was listening to it, this like 20-some years ago. And I was taking my mom to the store, I think to Bell's Market, and I was playing that intro. And my mom was looking at me like, man, what the fuck are you listening to? And then as I let the CD play, she was like, oh, these niggas is talking real shit. She was like, damn, you young to be listening to this. And I'm like, these niggas is dope. They was saying some real shit. 25 years ago, they was saying real shit. I just think the dominant white society, they're never gonna play that type of stuff. They're never gonna have that out there. And I think that's powerful. And that's empowering to our people. Just like I think if more people knew who Dirty Bookman was, and they would give their kids that prayer and put the prayer on your children's wall. You need to put that prayer on their wall so when they wake up, that's what they see. When they go to bed, that's what they see. Dirty Bookman. Talking about replacing the imagery of the white man's God. Just like, why would you have the same God as them, but their God asked them to commit crimes against us? That's one. Two, they gave us that religion. They don't want to give you voodoo or voodoo or Comme Dumble and Santeria. I talk about that shit all the time. They love it when niggas be on some Sambo shit. Oh, voodoo? I don't do no voodoo. No, it's bullshit. And I be looking at niggas like, man, y'all niggas is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the price that I think we have to pay when we are distracted and we allow things like BET and all these other bullshit award ceremonies to kind of captivate who we are. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think we should get on that. I'm gonna find that intro. I'm gonna play it for you. Chauncey Billups. Man. Yeah, I gotta get on this, man. I've been getting on the NBA for a minute now, man, and I just gotta get on it. It's hard to watch. They have choreographed this game so much to where either it's a blowout or it's a blowout or somebody hurt. Now, first, let's get on this, man. You have all these white coaches that are unrelatable to these black players, but you still keep hiring them. Some of these people are videographers, like the motherfucker that was coaching Miami Heat, the Filipino brother. Nigga, he was recording the games, and then you became the fucking coach? Nigga, stop. You know, that type of shit. They just anything. Just pacify anything. And a lot of it be to a lot of black folk, and I get it. They don't want to speak up because they don't want to lose their place, and I get it. They don't want to lose their bread, and I understand that. But it's only obvious when you look at the NBA now and how it is. They're trying to get non-foundational black Americans and Europeans to replace foundational black Americans. That's what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You look, let's just take Luka Doncic, the European brother. Now, you look at him and you're like, everything they do, they just praise him. Oh, God, everything they do. It's like they're trying to replicate Larry Bird so bad. First of all, Larry Bird was a bad motherfucker. That nigga could hoop, for real. And he wasn't scared of no niggas, and he wasn't on no bullshit either. from what I've seen and what I've observed and what I've heard. But it's so funny that they don't really talk about Larry Bird, but they always talking about all these. First it was Gordon Hayward. Oh, Gordon Hayward, he's going to be, broke his legs, high-ho chip legs. Motherfucker got. So they don't talk about him no more. Now they talking about Luka Doncic. Oh, Luka, everything he does. Oh, my God, everything he does. Just Luka. But it's so funny how the two white boys that they glorify the most got their asses put the fuck out of the playoffs. Both of them got put the fuck out the playoffs. BP, he got put the fuck out the playoffs. Goodbye. Gone fishing. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. And it's like, and I look at that shit and I'm like, okay, that's one. Because I'm sorry to say, but I would put James Harden, Kevin Durant, I'd put Devin Booker, LeBron James against Luka Doncic any day. What the fuck is you talking about? Why would he even be in the running? Why would this person, what they call the Joker from Denver Nuggets, be considered an MVP? And he got his ass kicked. Jamal Murray wasn't there, so now was your time to shine. And we saw what you was about. That's why you're not the MVP. That's just some shit. That's some great white hype shit. Now we get to Chauncey Billups, and they keep asking him shit about a motherfucking suspected race shit that he beat and everything, and it was exonerated 20-something years ago. They still asking about it. That's just like the Kobe shit. They still bringing this shit up. Now my question is to all you dumbass niggas and dominant white society motherfuckers, why the fuck are, my response would be, why are we not talking about Harvey Weinstein and everybody else? Y'all, why, it's just so funny that they're going to keep talking to him. Oh, because he lost this coaching, he got the coaching position over Becky Hammond. That bitch need to coach WNBA. Why is it too, women be on this, oh, well, we should be equal pay. Okay, then send y'all bitches to a man prison and we going to see how much equal pay you want. Bitch, you want equal pay? Go to a male prison and we going to see how much equal pay you want. I'm talking about my lesbian sisters, melanated sisters. I'm talking about my feminine sisters. I'm talking about my non-LBGTQ, LMNOP, sisters. Y'all want to have equal pay? Go to a men's prison. And then and I'm not talking about no protective cause none of that shit. Go in the yard with the men and be in the celly with a man, and we'll see how long y'all talking about this equal pay type shit. Stop. And a lot of sisters too, we gotta stop perpetuating that shit. Cause I'm looking at this lady like, what the fuck makes you think you can coach a male team in the NBA? And how you think you're a white woman, a minority, which black folk don't know. You're a minority. So how you gonna relate to black folk, especially black men? Stop. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all motherfuckers better wake the fuck up, man. And they talking all this shit about Chauncey Billups and bringing up shit from 20 goddamn years ago. And I'm like, God damn, man, what the fuck, man? How many times they gonna bring this shit up and why they keep talking about this? Here we go. Hey, man, I'm telling y'all right now, people need to understand what the fuck is going on. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about too. It's like, this is the thing that tripped me out about the Chauncey Billups thing. Why the fuck do they keep bringing up old shit? You like, what you mean old shit? And when I mean old shit, I mean like, okay, why y'all bringing about it right now? Chauncey Billups been a sports analyst and a contributor to the NBA for I don't know how long. He played NBA. I'd never seen them bringing it up in interviews or nothing. Now all of a sudden they bringing this shit up. This is what I'm talking about, white acceptance. They gonna always do this to black people. This is why I don't understand why so many people be believing in the bullshit. I would never believe in that shit. Tell you why. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring it up. Alright. No, I'm trying to find it with his coach. I mean with the general manager. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find that shit. If not, oh well. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Shit might not play. Like I said, the internet been tripping. Let's see.
Dope. That every decision has consequences, and that's led to some really, really healthy but tough conversations that I've had to have with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time in 1997, and my daughters about what actually happened and about what they may have to read about me in the news and in the media. But this experience has shaped my life.
See? Now, why isn't it we asking Harvey Weinstein these same fucking answers? Why is it we not asking Bill Clinton? Why is it we not asking people around Jeffrey Epstein? And it's so funny how nobody's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, his co-conspirator who was sending them bitches underage and shit, and all other people that he had. That's why them files ain't come out, because he's about to spill the beans on everybody else. Now, why is it we not talking about these people? Why is it a person that played in the NBA? You know how many people it was like Nate Parker when he was coming out with the movie about Nat Turner. When he was coming out with that movie about Nat Turner, all of a sudden all these women start coming out talking about he had a raping and all this other shit. And I'm like, damn, y'all be finding a nice time to do it, just like they did with the R. Kelly thing. They used that ugly black rashy face skinned bitch to do that campaign against R. Kelly, and then all these people like signed up for it to like do it. And I'm looking at these people like, y'all niggas are not on code. Cause you notice ain't nobody signed up. The people that did try to go up against Harvey Weinstein, they ain't said shit about him since at all. Nobody has mentioned him at all. But you got all these people asking Chauncey Billups all these questions about some alleged rape and all this other shit from 20-something years ago, which I'm pretty sure if he was convicted, they wouldn't even have him around the NBA. Because they not. But then again, hold on. Marv Albert is still doing sportscasting, and he was biting a bitch and doing all kinds of sexual misconduct shit to a bitch. It was all over the news. They'll never talk about Marv Albert, but they talking about Chauncey Billups. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to talk about us, let's bring y'all shit out there too. Don't just be bringing niggas out there and then all this nigga to take the job. This nigga got to come out there and be like, oh, it was a tough conversation I had to have with my wife. That was 20 years ago, and I was exonerated now. And if that was the case, why did the NBA let him be a sportscaster? Why did they let him continue to play in the NBA? Because he's playing in the NBA long after that shit. So why did they continue to let him play in the NBA and be a sportscaster if it was a big deal? No, it was a big deal because they like, all right, well, you a nigga, and you got the job over a white woman. And you know what, man? We just got to kind of throw you through the ringer. And now the nigga got to go on there and explain once again, just like the Kobe shit. Kobe had to go on there and cry. I'm like, I almost wish his wife at the time would have been like, my husband ain't got to explain shit to y'all. Period. No, that woman wanted some money. Would have been real gangster. She'd have been like, no, that woman wanted money. I was already aware. I already know what's going on. And she wanted money. And that's all she wanted. Nobody rape her. That bitch is a tramp. Now, if she would have done that, that would have been gangster. But I'm pretty sure the lawyers probably advised her not to say nothing and all this other stuff. And I get it. But it's like, damn, bro. The fuck you got going on, man, where you want to keep bringing this shit up about Chauncey?
So many different ways. My decision-making, obviously, who I allow to be in my life, the friendships and the relationships that I have, and how I go about them. It's impacted every decision that I make. It really has, and it shaped me in some unbelievable ways. So, I know how important it is, really to have the right support system around you, in particular during tough, difficult times. And it's something that I've tried to instill in all of the players that I've played with over the course of my career. Just sharing some of my experiences and things, and maybe it will help them, down the road.
So basically, hey, man, I learned from this, and, man, they will take you through a public hanging when you black, for real. Now, I wonder how many of these white coaches have sexual misconduct and racism in their closets. I bet you if we start digging around a lot of these white coaches, I bet you I'm almost wondering what we would find. I'm almost wondering what we would find. Seriously.
at some point. But, you know, I really, really look forward to providing insight and leadership to our guys who, you know, are young and taking on a lot of responsibility as I was at that time. But just being able to support them and walk them through situations is something that I'm gonna take as a responsibility. And I'm thankful and happy to do that because today, you know, it's a great day for me and my family. It really is. I mean, this is my dream job, you know, and we knew we would have to address this, but this is my dream job. This is one of the best days of my entire life. It's a big day for my family. My youngest daughter just turned 15 yesterday, and she shares a birthday with my mother, and so this is.
See, you gotta tell you about your family, and I got much power and respect to Chauncey Billups, but that's sad that niggas gotta do that shit. That's sad that you gotta go out there and publicly damn near humiliate yourself and your family to get a job in their system when they know their system is corrupt. It's only one black owner who just happens to be the greatest basketball player to ever play the game of basketball. Ain't that crazy? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I ain't seen so, and it's so funny, man, because to me, it's like I look at some of these coaches and I'm like, now how the fuck are they relatable to black players? I know they're not relatable to black players. I played in basketball in high school and I had a black coach. Me and him bumped heads. Then we got it together. Then once we got it together, man, we was all good. And then when he left, it changed. And the white dude was in charge and he was a fucking horrible coach. And he sat the bench. He wasn't no athletic basketball player. And he was a trust fund white guy, white kid, who didn't really have to work and didn't really have to do anything because he already had money. And I don't care what nobody say. Motherfuckers act like, oh, well, you have to work. Man, stop. You can't relate to no black kids at all. And these white coaches don't want to relate. They just want you to be a slave for them. But if you're going to be a slave for your people, not for them. To make them look good and act like they care so much about you. These white coaches don't care about black athletes, period. They don't care. Remember that.
Unbelievable, you know, birthday present for them, you know, to be able to come here and celebrate this. So I want to thank you again, Neil, Mrs. Allen, Bert, for having.
All right, man, that's enough, man. I'm sorry, Chauncey, man, but goddamn, man, you ain't got to be doing all that. You know, all that thinking and all that, you know what I'm saying? You can do that behind closed doors, but y'all get the gist of it, man. Look, man, I'm telling you right now, just go look at that. Go look up some of them people I said. Go look up these white coaches. Go look up Harvey Weinstein. Look up Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Clinton and all this other shit. Go look these people up and see what the fuck they got going on. But they always make a nigga come up and apologize about shit you ain't even. It's like, man, I was exonerated. Like, that ain't, like, I'm not guilty. Still got to come up in there and do that. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. But when you even attempt to bring up the fuckery, you know, that happens to be slavery and the trickery and the treachery and all the shit that they did, you know, for the last 450 years, and they continue to do, when you bring it up, oh man, why you bringing that up? You divisive and all this other stuff. And then they put Sambos and coons in positions where they have the voice and they have the platform to speak because they don't want real foundational black Americans being like, hey, that's why Bob Johnson was like, hey man, what the fuck is up with the reparations, man? Niggas need reparations. Let's bet they're gonna put a case on Bob Johnson like they did Robert Smith. Go look at Robert Smith. Robert Smith was that brother, the billionaire brother that gave all those people, I think, that went to Morehouse, one of them historically black colleges, he paid off all these student loans. So they was like debt free. And then after he did that shit and talked about economic empowerment, them niggas put a case on that motherfucker. Like, we gave you this money because we know you ain't gonna do shit for black folk. We didn't give you this money to do it for black folk. We don't want you waking up black folk. We want you dumbing them down because it makes our job easier. Y'all better wake up, man. Know what the fuck it is, man. I gotta go. I got shit to do. And I hope y'all do too, man. Go look up some of the shit that I'm talking about. Read. I gotta figure out what my next book gonna be. I think it might even be the book about Una Judge. I'm gonna go look in my library and see what the fuck I'm gonna read. I'll probably order a book from Amazon. Read at least 5 minutes a day if you can. If you can't, I understand. But if you can't read, get your read and your study on, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day's a school day. Knowledge is power, and without knowledge, you ain't going no fucking where. You're gonna be a drone at the corporate plantation until you're 60 years old. You ain't gonna be able to do shit else. So think outside the box and don't be a motherfucking Sambo coon. Tell them about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd motherfucker. Meaning, Don't be at the court plantation dry snitching and telling on niggas and shit. God damn, man. I can't stand that shit, man. That's why black people have to be on guard with each other, and we got to be on guard with every other racial group, because we so busy worried about each other, turning on each other. We don't even have loyalty or know how to be on code. Be on code, man. Go get Neely Fuller Jr.'s book, The United Independent Compensatory Counter System Concept. Or go get the Compensatory Counter Racist Code, Revised Expanded Edition. That's the book that I got. Go get it. Hey, man, you already know what the fuck it is, and you know what it ain't. If a nigga talking about he don't see color, he's a fucking Sambo. Guilty, nigga. I ain't fucking...